Moving along in chapter 14, we're doing a lot of different things with graphics, okay? And we did images, we did effects, lots of different stuff, played audio, played video. So you're starting to get a lot of information out of this chapter of how you could make a really nice product for someone who needed, a pizza place ad. And imagine that was 2 days of work. Imagine if Long would have put multiple hours, and how nice some of this stuff is that you could do once you learn how to do some of it. Today we're going to talk about some events, and there are two different types of events to look at in this chapter. The first one is key events, like if I press a certain key. Second one we're going to talk about down here is mouse events, when I do certain things with the mouse. So when I'm getting ready to handle key events, it's going to allow us to handle things that whenever I push a key on the keyboard, something will happen. And there's a couple of different event keys. I have them listed. When a key is pressed, could be an event. When a key is released, could be an event. When a letter, a number, or a character is pressed, it could be an actual event. And as always, I go back to our text and there we go. Bulleted items are always important. And that's where he mentions, in here about the key pressed, the key released, and different events that are going on. One of the things to talk about is when we handled events, we had to register a class to handle it. And with the key pressed, it's kind of easy to do. We're going to use, basically, it's just some simple syntax you have to use. But we're going to use an anonymous inner class is what it's called. So I have available some programs for you on D2L. I'm going to pause, and I want you to go and load up key pressed. I think there's like 5 of them to download. So why don't you go download all of them, load them all up, and then we'll start by taking a look at key pressed and how this is going to work. So the first one I want you to look at is key pressed. We come in, we look again. We have hit so many import statements with Java FX, and with a little luck, you understand by now which ones you need. A lot of it's copy and paste. I understand that, but hopefully a lot of them do make sense. Again, we're going to extend application here. My main is simply the good old-fashioned launch args. And we come in and we start taking a look at some code. This one's pretty simple. I create a label. I set up horizontal. I come in, get my scene ready. And here is this registering key pressed. Okay. It's that handling with the inner class. So syntax, learning that. When a key is pressed, it's going to hit this guy. When it comes in, it's going to add 1 to a counter, and then it's going to display it. And if you ran the program, you should have seen in your window, every time you click inside of it, it adds 1 to that counter. So try different keys. Try 6, try X, try shift. Does shift work? Get it? Shift work? That's a country song. Shift work. Somebody tell me, does shift work?
It does.
Good. What about enter? Does the enter key work?
Yes.
Good, good. So any key pressed, it's going to add 1 to that counter. And okay, we got the idea how we're handling that event. Go ahead, take a look at move ball. It's code listing 1418. I'm going to create a circle. I'm going to make it red. Looks like it's going to have a certain radius. And I get ready. Here's my inner class again, line 41. when the key is pressed. So what keys are doing something for us? Well, if you actually looked at the code in the program, you're going to see down arrow, up arrow. Are they the only ones that move the ball? Start moving that ball all around. Can you move it up? Can you move it down? What if you hit the letter L? Does anything happen? 9 shakes his head no. Unfortunately, I can move anything. Oh, okay. Good old Chromebook. Go in and change the size of the ball. Can you make it bigger? If you want to make that ball bigger, what would you change?
I would edit the constant for the ball.
Which constant? The one that's called
Radius.
radius. Yeah. So if you change radius, you can make the ball bigger or smaller. Wonder what step does if you change step.
It would change the rate at which it grows.
Yeah. So steps dealing with movements across pixels. Okay, enough with the bouncy ball. We're good. Moving on. The next thing in my notes is not only can I handle key events, I can handle mouse events. And I was getting ready to write them down, and I'm like, no, because there's a whole table of them. Here are some of the events. If I click my mouse, okay, if I drag my mouse, what if I enter a certain area with my mouse? Keep that one in mind. What if I exit a certain area with my mouse? Something will happen. You know, if I move the mouse, just different, press, release, bunch of different stuff. Because you know, you can press your mouse and move it across and highlight things. So we can also handle mouse events. And again, you're going to look down here, the handlers, you know, set on mouse click, set on mouse drag. They all match up with all of those mouse event types up in table 1425. I want you to now take a look at mouse event demo. What's going on with a mouse event demo? Looks like I'm creating another ball. Ball's going to have a starting area. Here I am registering it again with that anonymous inner class. Ball.set on mouse entered event. Let's see. Filling it with red. It looks like if I move in to an event, I'm going to change the color to black. Looks like when I press inside the event, it's going to make it green. So when you run this, is your ball red, black? Can you make it green? So based on the different mouse events, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Aren't you glad I didn't make you type in these code listings? Mouse move demo. Okay, that's the next one I want to take a look at. And I'm going to come in, get everything set up. And as I move my mouse around the screen, I'm actually able to get the pixel location? If you go up to the upper left-hand corner, can you get 0, 0? What number do you get if you go to the upper left-hand corner? What are the coordinates?
I can get 0, 0, 0, yeah.
You can get 0, 0. What's your bottom right look like, Tan?
It's 199, 198.
199, what if you maximized it? You know, up at the top bar, you have min, max, and close. What if you maximize it to your full screen? What would your lower right be? Anybody?
It 1365, 704.
Okay, good. Mark has 1920 and 1080. Hopefully that first number is bigger for everybody. It's possible some of you could have one of those screens you can turn vertically instead of horizontally. But so we can go through and do different things with pixel location. Last one we're going to take a look at. It's called mouse dragged demo. It's code listing 1421. What's mouse dragged demo do? Again, I'm registering it. Oop, right there, line 31. What's this program do? Puts a ball on your screen. Makes a dog growl. All right, I need to pick on some. Julie, you're on my screen. What's this program do?
Like scroll the little ball around by like moving the mouse.
So it follows the mouse?
Yes,
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
it is kind of cool.
What if you had a word, or what if you put a dog on there instead, and the dog would chase your mouse around? Well, I guess you probably want to do a cat, let the cat chase the mouse. Get it? Somebody thinks that's funny. Harrison says no.
I
Yeah.
like the goose better.
I have a lot of dad jokes. You know where I store all of my dad jokes? In a database. In a database. Oh, I should stop there. Harrison still doesn't like that. Database. There you go. All right. Stopping the recording. Well, not yet. Here's what I want you to do. Let's see what you can come up with. I'm flipping over here to page 996. I'm looking at number 8, mouse rollover. What I like you to do is, start out by putting an image on your screen. It could be like a picture of an angel. But when you move your mouse over it, it's going to change to a second image, like a picture of a devil. And then when you move back out from going on top of that, it changes back to the original one. If you get it working for one picture, put on a second picture, beside it. So when you roll over it, it changes into something. Be cool if you had like 10 pictures and each time you went over one, it would change kind of deal. But that's what I want you to work on. I'm not going to put you in groups. I'm going to let you work on this on your own.